Okay, looks like we are recording. Hello, my eighth period math friends. I hope you guys are all doing well. I hope you guys are all staying safe, enjoying time with family, hopefully getting some time to be outside. Make sure you guys are practicing that social distancing as well as washing your hands and just staying safe in general because I know that there's a lot going on right now, and I hope that none of you guys get close to that or even catch that coronavirus that's going around. I'm sure right now today is kind of a mix of trying to practice your learning with using an online resource such as Zoom or Google Meet or whatever it is that your teachers are sharing. Right now, I'm actually using Zoom as my online platform. You guys will probably get to use Zoom with me maybe once or twice. If not Zoom, we'll probably do Google Classroom, or I'm sorry, Google Meet, and touch base that way. If you have any questions about using that, or really just any questions at all, what we're going to be covering today, anything in relation to any of that, you can reach out to me through. I have two times that you guys can meet me on either Zoom or Google Meet, and those are going to be posted for you on my Google Classroom. So two times that you can meet with me. We can look face to face, work through any questions, problems that you have. You can always send emails, by the way, as well. And I should have my number on there as well. If you ever need to call on and discuss any of those things, I am here for you to help you with those things. Okay. Let's go ahead and jump into the lesson. So today we are going to be talking about distance, rate, and time. And if that kind of sounds familiar to you, it's because we went over that on our last day before we went over, or before this whole coronavirus thing happened. And we ended up having time off, and now here we are. So we went over distance, rate, and time. So we're going to do a little bit of a recap and practice a couple word problems. And then I'm going to be posting a activity I'd like for you to complete. I'm going to be posting a that quiz, which you guys are familiar using, as well as a activity that I need you to submit using my Google Classroom. If you have any questions with that as well, make sure that you hit me up during my conference hours or hit me up during, with email or phone call, whatever helps you out. And we're going to go over all the ways that we can submit and go from there. Okay, so the first thing that we need to do when we're talking about distance, rate, and time, you guys might remember some of this. I'm going to share a screen with you here. It should just be a blank white screen. Hopefully you guys are seeing it on your end. Is we have three formulas that we really need to talk about in terms of distance, rate, and time. And there's a formula for each one. So let's go ahead and talk about the first one being rate. We can also call speed. So maybe it's easier to just say speed rather than rate. So our formula for speed, you guys are going to have to bear with me on here as I'm trying to formulate writing on here. And it's not the easiest thing to do when you just have a keypad. It kind of looks like a kindergartner trying to write. Actually, kindergartners probably could do better than I do at this. So your formula for speed is going to be your distance you're going to divide that by your time. And we're going to talk about how you can break apart a word problem in order to solve these. So your speed is going to be your distance, and you're going to divide that by your time. Okay, let's jump into another color here for our second one. Let's go to time. Okay, the first one, when we're talking about speed, we are talking about how fast it's going to take you to get somewhere, or how fast you are going to be traveling while trying to go somewhere. Second one is time, so how long it's going to take you to get there. Okay, so time, you're going to take your distance Thank you for bearing with me. You're going to divide that by your speed. Okay, once again, how fast you're going. Okay, so far we have our speed, we have our time, and then our last one is going to be our distance. So how far in length it is to get somewhere. So distance. Okay. This one, we're actually not dividing. We're going to go ahead and multiply. So distance is going to be your time multiplied by your speed. All right, that's the 3. Sorry if it took a little longer than I expected to do that, but we have our 3 formulas here in front of us. So we have our speed, which is our distance divided by our time, which is our distance divided by our speed, and our distance, which is our time multiplied by our speed. Okay. With that, if you guys want to go ahead and take a screenshot or maybe take a picture with your phone at this, because we're going to go into a couple problems, and then as well as the problems you're going to be doing after this video, if this would help you, or maybe if you just want to look it up online so that it's a little bit better spelling for you, then you can, or not spelling, but a little neater for you, then you can definitely do that as well. So here's your 3 examples. Speed, time, and distance are 3 formulas, as I should say. Okay, we're going to get out of that sharing screen, and I'm going to pop another one up here for you guys. This one is our word problems that we are going to be practicing. Now, we're only going to really focus on number 1, 2, and 3. Reason being is because each one of these focuses on one of the 3 different formulas that we just wrote out. So we're going to focus on 1, 2, and 3. Okay, the first one, let's see what formula we're going to need to use. It says a girl cycles for 3 hours at a speed of 40 kilometers an hour. What distance does she travel? Well, the nice thing is with these problems is once you break it apart, you notice it's already asking us the distance. Now you just need to remember what the formula is. And as we look back for distance, distance is rate times speed. Okay, so we look here and I'm sorry, not rate times speed, our speed times time, or rate times time, which would be our time is 3 hours and our speed is 40 kilometers. So all you need to do is multiply 3 times 40. When you multiply those together, you should get 120. So that was the distance, 120 kilometers that it's going to take us to get to where this girl is traveling to. Okay. Now we can also practice after I get off here, just doing the long multiplication as the long division for these next 2. So hopefully those will be on your mind as well, and we can practice it. I know a lot of you are probably saying, wait a minute, I have a phone at home, I can just plug these in. And sure, you can. But also I think it's good to kind of get our brains back around the whole math idea of what we're trying to figure out here, okay? So I want you guys practicing as we go through. The second one says, a train travels at a speed of 30 miles per hour and a travel distance of 240 miles. How long did it take the train to complete its journey? Okay, so now we're talking about time. We're asking about how long it took for the train to complete its journey, right? So we have 240 miles here. We have 30 miles per hour here. Now this is our speed. It says here for us, I don't know if you can see it highlighted, speed of 30 miles per hour in a distance of 240 miles. So we know that in order to find time, it's our distance divided by our speed. So we take 240 miles and we divide that by the 30 miles per hour that we have here, which gives us, let's see if I got that one down. It should give us 8 hours. 8 hours that it took them to complete their journey. Okay. And then for number 3, the last one's going to ask us about speed. So it says a car travels a distance of 540 kilometers in 6 hours. What speed did we travel at? Okay. So talking about speed is distance divided by time. We have 540 kilometers, which is our distance, 6 hours, which is our time. So we're going to do 540 divided by 6 to get 90. Okay. It should be 90 kilometers that they're traveling. Okay. Any questions on those 3, please send out you can go and email me. You can send me a request for us to meet online and we can go over those 3. I'm going to show you guys. I'm going to stop sharing now. We should be back to the screen. Let's go ahead and practice on our whiteboard. Now, I hope it's not backwards on there. If it is, I apologize. The first one that we did is we were trying to find our distance, okay? So this was just a simple multiplication problem. We have 40, and we're multiplying that by 3, okay? 40 times 3. Now, in order to solve this, we first have to take our 3 and multiply it with the 0. We know that 3 times 0 is 0. We take our 3 and we multiply it by the 4. What's 3 times 4? We know that's 12. What is our answer? 120. So that's how I got the first one. If you're not just plugging it into your calculator, doing the long math, that's what you should have done. All right, the second one, let's go ahead and set that one up. We have 240 that we were dividing by, let's see what it was, 30. Okay, long division, guys. I know that's been probably a little while since we've done that. 30, how many times does 30 go into 2? Well, we know it doesn't go into 2, right? So we're going to go ahead and put 0. Okay, 2 minus 0 equals 2. Next, we're going to drop our 4 down. We have 24. Once again, we know that 30 does not go into 24, so we're going to put 0 again. What's 24 minus 0? Well, we got 24. Lastly, we drop that 0 all the way down here. Now, right now is a little bit of trial and error that we have to practice, okay? I know that you're looking at this problem and thinking, well, how do I know how many times this goes into it? Well, let's break it down. Let's make it smaller. How many times does 3 go into 24? That's the question that you should be asking. Well, we know that 3 times 8 gives us 24, right? So we're going to go up here and put in 8. 3 times 8 equals 24. So would it be safe to say that 30 times 8 would give us 240? Sure. So we write our 240, subtract those, and that's how we know we got our answer right with 8. Okay? Now let's do our last one. Again, we're just practicing our multiplication and long division. We're going to do 540. We're going to divide that by 6. Okay, 540, we're going to divide that by 6. So the first thing that you need to do, how many times does 6 go into 5? Well, we know it doesn't go into 5 because 6 is larger, so we're going to put 0. We're going to drop down 5 minus 0 equals 5. We're going to drop down our 4. How many times does 6 go into 54? We should know that, right? 6 times 9 gives us 54. So we'd write a 9 right here, 54 right here. Subtract the 2, we get a 0. Now we still have this 0 that's hanging on at the end here, so we have to drop that down and add it right here. And get 90. 540 divided by 6 gives us 90. All right. So that's if you guys wanted to do the long math and kind of challenge your brain, practice with your brain and these math facts and practicing those multiplication and division skills that we've been learning. Yes, I know that you have a phone available and that you want to punch it into your calculator. Right now, I want you really practicing just those 3 formulas. So I'm okay if you want to use your phone for that. So as we spoke about, our 3 formulas were speed is distance divided by time. Time is distance divided by rate. And lastly, distance is rate multiplied by time. Okay, so those are the 3 that I want you guys to be practicing and looking over. I'm going to share with you guys the worksheet that I want you to submit to me. Your that quiz, which you guys should be familiar with, is that our that quiz is going to monitor our positive and negative integers that we've been practicing. Most of us have goals formulated with that. And then lastly, I'm going to post an online activity for you guys to complete that hopefully will help you practice these skills. Once again, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. I'd be happy to talk to you, and I look forward to the next few lessons that we're going to have. All right, guys. Thanks.